Today's video, long form video. It's freaking 7:20 in the morning. I've been up since 4:15, but here we go. I'm gonna pull up my lures and I'm gonna show you what works at my river and the kind of environment it is. That way you can see if it works for yours. Now this isn't a complete river. It's off the Colorado River, so it's technically a river, but it's about on Lake Travis. It's a little section. Got my tackle bag. Anyway, right here is exactly what works for my lake. First off, before we get into lures and all that, let's get into what you should be using. What you should be using is, for me, you can use braid, but I found more luck with just 10-pound monofilament. This is a good brand right here. This Stuffix Elite, easily handling, 10-pound monofilament. This works really good, and just tying a knot with it is just, I feel like monofilament, right in my area, I gotta tie on a quick uni knot, whatever. I feel like I've had, when I get snagged, I can pull it and without it breaking, because that memory is seen as a bad thing, but I think that memory actually kind of helps, because, with braid, if you have 10-pound braid, there's a good chance it's not that it's stronger, it's that it's lighter line, but I think it's stronger per pound because, it has more stretch to it, and when it's in the water, you can really see where it's snagged. Secondly, is for cold days, I got these crawfish. I actually got these from a mystery tackle box, but here they are right here. If you want to look at these, the Thunderhawk scented power bait crawfish. This is what they look like. Right, nice. I like that little pattern right here. It's nice and soft. You can see it right there, kind of moving around. But yeah, these very nice. I always throw it on with a Texas rig, but I'll get on that in a second. Next, I've had a couple big bites with these. Nothing caught yet, but I'm just gonna include these. They're very scented. They smell like garlic. These are the... Those are strong. Anyway, yeah, you put these on a Texas rig or a drop shot. The Lake Fork, you can read that right there. These lizards, these work pretty good as well. Oh yeah, and that's the next thing. Yum worms. I love throwing this on a wacky rig, but I ran out of circle hooks, so I just been using Texas rig. But these right here, another thing, make sure before you put them on the hook, you actually stretch them and wear them out, because you want them to get you want them to have this motion when they're falling down in the water. You want to have that kind of, moving with the water. You know what I'm saying? But you can even tell the difference between one I've broken in and one this is one I haven't broken in, and this is one I have. But I think you can tell the difference. I don't know. Anyway, we're on to the last soft bait that works in my area, and that is Zoom swim baits right here. Bass love them right here. Some of these are used. I'm gonna throw this out. That one was too used. It was used beyond repair. Anyway, anybody else love the freaking small fishing lures? These right here. I know they have a straight tail. You can throw this weightless and twitch it slightly, which is when I got my biggest bass in my lake, probably like about 3 pounds. That's my PB. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's my PB. I can't really tell between that one and the last one, but you just slightly jerk it, almost like kind of a dying fish, or you can jerk it on the top. It has that nice. It'll have a little bit of like a snake action to it, believe it or not, when you put it on top of the water, even though it's a smaller fluke. Another thing you can do is put a bullet weight on the end of it and use a bobber stopper right here and let it sink to the bottom like a dying fish. Hop it up, it'll land back down. Hop it up, it'll land back down. Perfect for bass. Perfect for this. I love it. Now, we gotta move on to the lures. I still need some lures. I still need to buy some. Okay. Oh yeah. For example, this is how I rig up my flukes. Yeah, just a normal Texas rig. Usually throw it weightless, slight twitches. You know, I twitch every about 10 seconds. I have a pretty deep drop off at my river. But yeah, I just use a little nice EWG hook from Walmart. Really any one. I use a size 3. So it works for me with the EWG. Sometimes I use a size 4 with the lizards, but it just, it really depends. Gotta get my freaking hooks untangled. I need a better tackle box, that's what I need. Another thing about mono is I just use my teeth for mono. I don't know if that really helps or makes anything easier, but some people have more sensitive teeth, and I get that. But also, this works okay. I got this in my. If this is all you can get, it works too. With this little groove right here. I think that's for different baits. But anyway, on to. Why is this in here? Wow. Put this back. I don't know why I sniffed these. I think they smell good. Anyway, stay with me. I know you're clicking on that leave button. Please help out. Small country creeping plant. Anyway, I'm just getting these unhooked. I had a donkey rig. That's what that swivel's for. I love the donkey rig, but I haven't got a bite on it yet. So another thing about my lake, massive northern pike, dude. I caught one, but I was using what was I using? I was using chicken breast with a micro hook. Not a micro, but it was like a long J hook, and it was like minuscule. It was like for freaking it was like for bluegill, and those little golden ones. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I caught one and I got that hook in its mouth, and it just came off. But man, it followed me up to the shore. Another thing you're gonna want is what I got, a swivel set. It comes with swivels like this, and smaller swivels too, like right here. It also has these little clips. I don't even know what these are called. I'm new to fishing. And it also will come with beads, which are good catfish fishing, But onto the 2 lures I use the most. Dude, I think I've never had a bite on this, but I've only been fishing for so long. So this right here, under some rocks, man, this square bill crankbait. Oh, dude, this freaking, you hear that? There's a little, see that? There's a little ball in there, a metal ball. When this is on the ground, and they hear that, they're gonna want to attack it. I threw this on a cold day when they weren't feeling too, But yeah. Also, you're gonna need to get a lot of bullet weights like this. I got 2 different sizes. I got a slightly smaller one right here, and then I got the big boys. And so, yeah. Last one right here is, I cut the legs on it already, but here it is. It's the topwater frog. Yeah, this topwater frog from Walmart, dude. It works pretty good. It has a nice action. One thing I don't like about it though is you have to squeeze the water out every like 3 casts, depending on how you cast it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Alright. Enjoy all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.